Hello, 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 hello. It's Karla Gordy Bristol. You're watching Karla Dawn Live. I'll give everybody time to come on. It's been a minute since I've done a Karla Dawn Live, but we're in different circumstances right now. I'm not at the TV station at Beverly Hills Television. We were going to do a show last Friday, but had to cancel it due to the ordinances to stay in and because of coronavirus. It's a very sad time that we're in. Before I really get into it, I'm going to wait and see more and more people come on. Hi, I see you coming. Thank you. Hi, Richard. I know we're all home, right? We're home or we're, running to the grocery store. This is about all we can do at this point in Los Angeles County, at least, and New York, Washington, and now I hear Ohio as well. So I think they're in it, and different times, we're in different times. Hi, everybody. Hello. Hi, Diane. I just wanted to reach out to everybody because things that people are doing now is pretty much how I've lived my life, as far as the, sanitizers and wash your hands and don't bring germs in the house. And, I've been like that. I mean, I'm going to let a secret out. This, for those that know me well, they've been calling me saying, oh my God, this is how you've been forever. But this has been my life for a very, 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 since I was like 19 years old. So, and probably earlier even. I know in third grade, I didn't even want people eating and touching my food. So I've always had this, over cleanliness thing about me. Some want to call it germophobic or all. That's pretty extreme. But I have very much been a very conscious person about germs and transferring germs and making sure you don't take them into your home and not touching the face and all these different things that the CDC has put out for us to do. Hi, I see you all coming in. Hi there. Hi, Dee. Nick and I have been texting a lot. We got to keep an eye on the stock market, right? So again, welcome to Karla Dawn Live. As you know, I'm Karla Gordy Bristol. And thanks for the flowers. I love that. And I just wanted to say a few things about kind of where my perspective is on the coronavirus protective measures, if you want to call it that we can all be taking. I was going to do a show. Many of you know I'm a TV host on the Beverly Hills television station show, Beverly Hills View. And I know I'm not used to the cell phone. It's been a while. I'm used to big cameras in the station. So let me look right into the camera. And they had to cancel the show or postpone it. Hopefully I'll still come on and talk, after this is in the all clear. But we had to cancel that. I am airing all week with the show on the Alzheimer's Association, focusing on the elderly, helping the elderly. And here we are with a virus that's spread all over the world that can attack everyone. As I watch every press conference the president does, and every CNN, big special with Sanjay Gupta. I'm just an addict, truly, and have been since the beginning. Since January, I've been focused on this, the involvement of this when it first happened in China. And I started sending people I know in Thailand information about it, what was going on, but could not even imagine that it would hit us in the United States and in other countries around the world the way it did. Thanks for the love. I appreciate it. So it's just unfathomable. I mean, we just couldn't even imagine this, right? So we're all going through difficult times. I pray no one, that's out there has lost anyone to this. The good thing is that it seems that the numbers aren't as large as they could have been had they not jumped on it. So we just have to be really smart about our choices. So I'm going to go through a lot of those things over the next 20 minutes if you've got that time. I'm assuming everyone's kind of got a little downtime in the LA area and the other areas I mentioned. For those of you who are still fortunate to be able to go to work and socialize and not do 6 feet of social distancing and all of those things that we're doing, it's really interesting. How do you social distance in an elevator? Okay, social distancing is so important, and I've been practicing it. But when you go to the grocery store, you stay away as much as you can. But when you go to check out, everybody is clustered together. It's just not a great system, and everybody's having a difficult time figuring this out. So for me, for those of you who are still coming on, I mentioned that I have been very conscious of touching, shaking hands, putting hands on the face, Sanitizing. I've had sanitizer in my car for years and years and years, as I'm sure many of you have, but more and more people are doing this. It's always best to wash your hands, of course. Soap and warm water beat anything. And for at least 20 seconds. I was at a CERT refresher meeting about 3 months ago, and he said for 2 minutes. We all were like, 2 minutes of washing our hand. But at least 20 seconds. You want to get into the fingers, all around, really do a good job, and it's worth it to take the time. And you're going to have to do it many times in a day because we're doing different things and touching things. So many people have learned it, but that's been like me. My grandmother was the one who would wash the back of her hand, in between her fingers, on the fingertips. And I looked at her one day like, my gosh, what are you getting ready to do surgery? What is happening? And growing up, my mother wouldn't let you in the kitchen if you didn't have clean hands. So I was around it all the time. And that's just how I've been. When I had my kids, I was like this. When I was married, I was like this. You know, people that are watching that I have dated, I'm sure one of them called me actually, and he was like, you were ahead of this years ago. You've been doing this. So some of the other things I do in addition, of course, to washing hands is always take the shoes off in the house, because the bottom of the shoes touches so many germs. You really don't even want to know what you brought into your house. And if you're walking all over your house, you're taking them everywhere, especially your bedroom, your bathroom, you know, and then you get in the bed with those germs. It's not good. And as we're all hearing on TV, which I already knew, they live on surfaces for hours, even days, several days. Some pharmacists have told me some of them even up to 9 days. Yeah. Ugh. I know you're like, what? So you want to think about what you're bringing in the house. I take the shoes off, leave them up front. I do Lysol the bottom of them, not on a daily basis, but you know, in a week's time or so, you know, in that area where they sit on the hard surface of the floor, the hardwood floor, you want to clean that. The car is very dirty as well. Let me stay in the house first. There's so much in the house. Think about right now with a virus that they aren't sure how it's transmitting fully. They don't know if it's airborne. They say droplets. Of course, if you talk to someone at lunch, dinner, in a conversation, especially places when there's loud music and you're close up on that person, how many times have you had somebody actually, you know, get you with a little of their saliva? It's the worst. I go crazy. Being in television, microphones. I'm always on microphones. When I'm on stage with microphone, if my mouth touched that mic, I'm major grossed out, like really grossed out. But I feel sick. I feel it in my throat, like I react. So it's something you have to be conscious of, the things you touch, things that get to your mouth, because that's the source. That's how you get sick and you get the sore throat. Touching your eyes, and even in your own home. Because right now, while a lot of us are having to stay home, all my Californians there, our governor has told us stay in unless you must leave, and many other states, you don't want to bring it in your house, because then you get very comfortable at home. You know, you get very relaxed. So you come home, you don't wash your hands, you touch the remote. Then later on, you wash your hands, you think you're clean, you touch the remote while you're watching a movie, and then you touch your mouth or your eyes. You know, and that's how I think a lot of these people who don't know where it happened, it could be there in the house. Also, your clothes. I'm going to tell you a few personal things. I had to go to run the pharmacy. My daughter needed something, so I ran the pharmacy. And that's not an environment. There's a lot of germs in a pharmacy, so you have to protect yourself, but also your clothes. You know, the virus gets on your clothes. So when you come home, you don't want to get on your sofa and your chair and, you know, sit on things. You want to change, put on some houseware, things that are clean that you wear in your house, that you haven't had outside, in the car, sitting on it, in a chair somewhere with germs possibly on that surface for hours or days, and then they're on your clothes and you're bringing it home, and it's airborne. So remember that, please. I mean, I really don't want anybody getting sick, and I want people to think a little outside the box with some of these things. I'm going to read some of the things here that you're saying, but so think of little things like that. Change your clothes. Don't wear those same clothes in the house. And you know, your knobs, frequently sanitize your doorknobs and your faucet handles, your refrigerator door, all these things. You want to periodically do that. Depending on how many people in your household, you have more things to be concerned about. You know, one, of course, you know everything's going on. You're the only one. 2, 3, etc. There was a family, and such a sad story, a family of 7. It's a much larger family than that, but in this household there were 7 and 4 of them died from coronavirus. They weren't even tested. They had problems getting the test, which is still an issue, which is so frustrating to me. You know, for like 3 weeks now, 2.5 weeks, we've heard the president say there are plenty of tests. We got millions of tests. But then the Los Angeles mayor says we don't have enough tests. And then the governor in New York says we don't have enough tests. The CDC announced yesterday, I think it was, wear bandanas because we don't have enough masks to wear. I mean, are you serious? I don't understand this. A bandana for people that are in the hospitals trying to save these lives. It's just, it's very sad. And we're the United States of America, so I really hope they get that together. I'm glad the White House is pushing so many efforts, and it has a great team, it seems, in place. But I think we just were behind the 8 ball, and we got to get ahead. So my thoughts is, if you are going to a pharmacy, wear a mask. If you're going to be in a grocery store, wear a mask. You know, if you're going to be just taking a walk down the street, you're good. But if you're in a tight quarter where you might have to be compromised from that 6 feet rule, I think mask is something you want to wear if you have one. If not, then use the bandana or put your jacket over your face. Do whatever you can and try to get out of there as quickly as possible. And if you have any questions, I'd love to ask it. It's just, I think it's so important for everybody to really think how serious this is and how quickly it moves. It went through a family of 7 quickly, and sadly 4 passed away. And I think there's others that are in quarantine, of course, now. But there's just so many things to think about when you're cooking. Sanitation, clean your counters. Hydration is so important as well. I have an alkaline water unit. Many of you have seen me post about the Enagix Kangen water unit. I love that I've sold some before this even happened, and the owners now that I've sold to my clients love it because they have so many things that they can drink that are helping them during this time, making them feel more hydrated. There's different levels of water, acid water that you can gargle if you feel a little something in your throat. You can spray it, a 2.5 acid water on surfaces that help kill germs. We don't guarantee it's in place of a Lysol, but it definitely helps to kill. It's, antibacterial agent. This is a hospital machine, so we know it was made for hospitals, the highest grade, and I'm just so glad to have it. So every time I come in the house, first thing I do is I hydrate. Before I leave the house, I hydrate. You want your throat to be hydrated. That also helps fight against the coronavirus. They say when it's very dry in your throat, it gives it a place to start to hold on to and breathe. So you want to stay hydrated. Take a bottle of water with you while you're out. Preferably not a plastic bottled water of the more typical brands. The very thin plastic ones that come in the big case, I'm not going to name them, but those are the ones that are going to be the best for you because they're very acidic. So you want to find water that is at least bottled pH. It's not comparable in any way to a machine, but if you don't have a machine right now and you don't want to buy a machine right now, then that's the best thing to try to do. Find something that's definitely an alkaline water to drink during this time and keep hydrated. It's so important for your body, and in an alkaline environment, disease can't thrive. So we don't want any disease. We don't want any virus. We want to live long life. We want to be here and share that information with others as well. If you have any questions for me, please post them. If I don't get to them right now, I'd be happy to post and respond to you there. I think that everyone really needs to not be panicked during this time. You need to be realistic, not panic, but also enjoy the time. If you're home, find things to do. You can go out, just social distance. So important to social distance. And if you're in other parts of the country, you don't want to have problems. Don't feel immune to this because people are still traveling. Domestic travel is still available. We can all go to different parts of the country, and this virus can travel with it as it has already. So just think in life beyond coronavirus. Just every day, think about being respectful. I find so many people were so oblivious to the importance of covering your cough and not coughing in the open. A hand does not cover your cough. All it does is spread it in the air and put the germ on your hand. Then you go and shake someone, or you touch a door handle, an elevator button. all of that. Think about all those things. I carry tissues every day. I grab a wad of tissues, well, not every day because I'm mostly staying in the house, but when when I do go out and about, I have tissues, and I use that to touch things. Even when you're at the store, you have to touch the keypad for your credit card. If you go to an ATM, elevator buttons, door knobs, anything like that. If you don't think that you're going to be able to keep yourself very clean hand-wise during that time, you can't wash it, immediately use tissues or something to protect you. Create a barrier. My doctor told me that years ago. Barriers from you and viruses is really important. Any kind of germs, bacteria. But yeah, I've just been so focused on this. Another thing I do is I wash my groceries. People are doing takeout now. It's a really, really big thing right now because businesses, especially small businesses, need to survive through this. And they're going to be the hardest hit. So it's important to support the small businesses. I prefer cooking at home. And I loaded up, enough groceries. And then I thought I had enough. And I need a little bit more and a little bit more. But, cook at home as much as possible. But when you do some takeout and support your local businesses, don't put the bag that they give you. First of all, keep a distance when they drop it. Tell them, prepay it, electronically. Let them set the bag down if they're delivering it. If you pick it up, make sure there aren't a lot of people in there. Keep your social distancing and get out. But of course, now you've transacted, you've touched things, you want to stay clean. The bag, assume the virus is on it or a virus. Anything. You don't know what happened in there, where they sat it, where that bag has been. So you don't want to bring it into your house. So I have a place where I set things when I bring them into my home. It's kind of like a sanitation table. And I clean. I take everything out with clean hands. So first you wash your hands. The first thing you do when you get in the house, take your shoes off, wash your hands. And then I come in and I clean. I get rid of things that are on the exterior, whatever's on the interior I need, I clean them. If it's groceries, and this is funny, I've been talking about this with people for weeks and weeks, and then just 2 days ago I saw it on CNN. Big news. Everybody's asking questions about what do I do about my groceries? What do I do with my takeout? So with groceries, for many years, we're talking back early 90s, even probably late in 80s, I was washing my items before I put them in the fridge. So if you get milk, I clean the milk. If you get a bag of chips, I wipe down the bag of chips. I buy spinach in a container. I literally soap, water. Because I have to do it so much in bulk now to store, I got a little rag, put a little alcohol on it, a little soap, rub it together and wipe it down. Rinse the rag after a few of the groceries and repeat the process. But it's so important because as I've been validated by experts on CNN, something I've been doing forever and a day. It's kind of hilarious to me to hear it now on CNN because this has been my life, but that they feel that it's important to wash the items that are coming into your house. But you think about it, how many people have touched your groceries? They stock them. Before that, they're in a truck, they're transported. Before that, they were put into the packaging. So we don't know what point anything could have gotten onto that. They're not clean. So please clean these things before you bring them into your house, or else you're touching and you may be generating germs and viruses in your house. So nothing is 100%. Nothing is sure proof, but you can do the best you can. You could think outside the box of your norm and sit back and really look at all the places something can travel. If you wear a scarf one day out, it's capturing all particles on it. You're talking to people, it's in the air. You want to, clean your things more frequently. Maybe some people keep that scarf, they wear it the next day. Don't do it. Change it out, clean it out. It's so important. And if you have certain clothes that, a jacket that's not dirty, of course, but you want to let it sit for a few days so the virus can die off. That's all. You just put it somewhere, let it sit, it'll die off. But you don't want to interact with it while you're in your house. You surely don't want to put it on your bed. You don't want it in your bed. You don't want it by your sheets. You don't want it by your face. But the most common thing I think happens is people get comfortable on their sofa watching television, like I mentioned earlier, and they start touching things that weren't cleaned when they brought them in the house, or their coat, their clothing that they're still wearing that they came in the house. So that's why I say that. These are my suggestions. Everybody do what they want. Some of you may be listening going, what? Really? Oh, you're over the top. It's okay. I've been like this so long. I really don't care what anybody says. This has just been me. And a lot of people now think it's a great thing. And now experts on TV are telling everybody to do it. So, I can go on and on. I have many, many examples of scenarios that you need to look out for in keeping clean. Immune system, a little bit on that. The biggest fight for this, beyond cleaning everything and keeping the virus out of your home and around you, out your car and away from you, is building your body to the point where it can fight it. Because they're saying, at least for California, they say at least 50% of us are going to get this, okay? The numbers. That's kind of scary to hear. And I'm sure it's for the whole country. A lot of people are going to get it, just like you get the flu. You get the flu, and it happens. But now this is something new. So if you think you might be high risk of getting it, you want your body to be built up. You want it to be able to fight it. You want your immune system so strong. So I take Garden of Life, vitamin C. There you go. Yeah, that's mine because it's natural. I have a thing about, eating things that are natural. I don't eat a lot of fried foods. I'm mostly a vegetarian, but I do eat some fish, so I'm technically a pescatarian. But I like wild fish, so I don't eat fish if it's not wild, under a few rare exceptions. But yeah, so I was told by several experts in the pharmaceutical industry that Garden of Life was a great brand, natural brand to have. So I shipped that off to my family, and they're taking it. Vitamin D is a great immune booster. This is the one that I'm on right now. So D3, I have the 5,000 IU, so that's really potent and strong and hits your body. And right now, for these times, I think I told them I wanted the strongest thing that I needed to build me up, and that was what was recommended. And then a multivitamin. I'm again Garden of Life, but I do a multivitamin. This is my choice. But any multivitamin from a good brand would be good for you. If you're really into natural, then I would stick with Garden of Life, and there's a few others out there. So Jarrow is this brand. Jarrow is a good second, and there's maybe 2 or 3 other good natural. And then zinc. Zinc is another natural. Zinc is a good immune booster as well. But nothing beats good old blueberries and raspberries, and these natural. Broccoli is great, kale, spinach. I mean, this is what I fill my daily life with for years and years and years. This is just what I've been doing. And now I'm thankful that I've been doing it. And I pray that it is my body in a state where I am blocking this off. But if I do get it, I hope that because I've been so diligent about eating healthy foods that I can fight it. That's my thought. I'm reasonable here. People can catch it. But just put your body in a healthy state. I drink my alkaline water. I'm taking my vitamins. I eat the healthy fruits and vegetables every single day. For the past month, I've made sure I had an orange, organic orange, and I have organic apples, but definitely the orange. And then I've added apples on some days, a few raw almonds just to keep that fiber, and I eat salads, and I add kale into food. I made what did I make the other day? Something different I saw on Instagram, actually. A sweet potato. It was a curried sweet potato garbanzo bean patty. It was just like, okay, we've got time, let me try this one. And it really was so easy to make. And I added kale to get, some greenery in there, and diced it up in there. And it was really amazing and good. So it was a way to, have a little fun. I did fry that one a little bit in olive oil. I don't do a lot of fried foods, but it was just lightly, not deep fried, but sauteed fried, I guess. But it was good. So I'm just saying, think about all the things you're doing, what you're eating. Don't drink sodas. Don't. It's not good for your immune system at all. It's going to make it harder for your immune system to fight anything. Hopefully you're not smoking. They say that's really bad because this hits your lungs. This is a good time to stop smoking. If you're a smoker and you've been wanting to stop, I think you have a lot of family that has a lot of time on their hand to focus, and they're very worried about corona, so they'll probably be good inspiration to help you stop. This is a great time. So I think a lot of people might stop smoking because of this. And you want to do, what else can you do? I'm just going through everything here. And if you have any questions, I saw some fly by. I'm going to try to get to them. But hi, Thomas. Hi, Elaine. Oh my God, Elaine. Elaine taught me how to dress as a kid. These church dresses I wore of hers. I remember it so well. I really thank you for those times. And, as a young teenager, 18-year-old, you taught me a whole lot about, dressing in my church wear and looking nice. So I thank you for that still to this day. But this is really a life that is natural for me. And think ahead if you have medicines you need. I know people have had them go ahead and have it. Respiratory, if you have a respiratory illness, go ahead and start getting all those medicines because things are running out. Things are running out. As we know, the shelves are. The toilet paper frenzy was hilarious in a way. I mean, people were fighting in stores over toilet paper. Who knew? Who knew? So I'm going to be ending the show really soon. So just a few more points. But just, gently stock up, but share with neighbors. Think of other people. We can't, they're saying now we're going to be in California at least until April 7th. We have to stay home. Of course, you can get out. You're not like locked in, but for the most part, they want you in. And I want to be in. I wish they had done this 2 weeks ago. The quicker they do it, the quicker this, I hope, will be done. So I'm okay having to stay home even more. I've lost business like other people, though. I've had projects that were canceled. Oh, gosh, it's so sad. It's, I feel for everyone. We're all in this together. We've all lost. Like I said, my TV show at Beverly Hills Television was postponed. Filming anymore right now. I mean, it's just for the safety of everybody. Businesses, I drove all over. I'm in Beverly Hills. I live in Beverly Hills, California. And so I took a drive today and I took pictures that I'm going to post a little bit later. But we got to support the local businesses. A lot of them have little stands out front with the to-go. It's so cute. But everybody just be smart, extra smart, out the box. Think about your family. Speak up. Cover your coughs. I am a cover cough, that's my pet peeve. A lot of times people say, what's your pet peeve? Mine is people. For years, this has been my pet peeve. I was on a reality show once and they asked me, and this is what I told them. I said, when people don't cover their cough, literally, this has bugged me for so long. They're rude. It's inconsiderate. It's disrespectful, and it's dangerous. I really think a law should be passed because if smoking and secondhand, thirdhand smoke is toxic to others, so is coughing. You're coughing potential germs that could kill someone. There are people gone today because someone probably didn't cover their cough. I get real passionate about it, but it's so true. So I was raised to cover my cough. I taught my kids to cover their cough. And any point I spot them and they don't, oh my God, I'm just like, what? So I've talked to people, I've passed people, and I say, can you please cover your cough? And they kind of look at me like I'm crazy woman. But now I really don't run into people that aren't covering their cough now. They're now aware, they're more conscious, they're more being held accountable. It's almost like you don't do anything unless you're being held accountable. I don't understand this, but we got to be respectful. We got to understand. We could be spreading germs. You may not know you have coronavirus because you're exposed. You may not have symptoms for 3 to 4 days. And then you're out coughing and you're shaking hands and you're touching and you're hugging. People, let's all understand if someone says, I don't want to be in the elevator right now, there's a reason. We got to respect it and not judge. So I wish the best to everybody. I've got so many more tips on things that I do just on a daily, but I don't need to tell you everything I do. But I'll answer questions if you have them. Absolutely, I'll go back and look through them on how I handle certain scenarios of just living a life of protecting yourself. But even within your own house, I'm telling you again, please think about when you're home. We get very lax and assume nothing's wrong in our house, but you may have brought something in that's living for 2, 3, 4, 5 days in your house that you touch, and then you go touch your face, your mouth, your eyes, your computer. Lysol your computer keyboard down. Your phone. Lysol, alcohol it, do something. I alcohol my phone every day with this. Before it was like once a week. Now, every day, I'm Lysoling my phone. Doorknobs, same thing. Countertops, please do it. I hope this was, interesting for you to hear. I just wanted to share. I hope everybody's well. We're going to be so creative. So much is going to come out of this that's positive, despite all the sadness and despair. I'm praying for you all. If anyone out there has been hit by this and is affected, build that immune system. Stay strong. Fight it. We're praying for you to make it through. And anyone all over the world, I know you have family everywhere. And Iran, praying for them. Italians, Italy, it's just, so sad what they're going through, having to pick and choose who they can, save. Oh my God, I've cried over this. So we're praying. New York, we're with you. That governor is Cuomo. He's amazing. I really love how he's handled everything out there. He's doing the best he can with something that's foreign to them. Whew. So you New Yorkers got a good guy out there. That's what's important, leadership. And Gavin Newsom here in California, thank you too. We appreciate all that you're doing all the time. This is something that they're doing around the clock to fight for the American public. And our president, he's got a good team together. He's got put together a team of people that know what they're doing. That's how I'll put that. He's put together some people that know they just need to move faster. Come on, get these masks, get these machines, get the breathing machines out. Come on, we can't let people die. General Motors has now said they're going to start building some of the machines, so the breathing machines to help in the hospitals. That'll be great. Who's going to get masks? Whoever has masks, I need some masks. I didn't get the mask. I loaded up on so many other things. I didn't get the mask, so I got to get those. But take care. It's Karla Dawn Live, and hopefully I'll be back on Beverly Hills View very soon, bringing to you, more great content and much love. We haven't been out socializing and gathering here in the LA area, and I was doing a project actually in Jersey. All these projects got canceled. Detroit, the Motown Museum had to close. So many things are going on. Praying for you. That's my final thought. Be kind. Spread love and kindness. I want to say hi to Michelle. She's always doing shout outs. I know she's probably watching. And make someone smile. We all need it. And I say that all the time on my show, but we all need a little laughter. I'm going to be doing some things with Nancy Cohen and Deion Jackson soon to show you some ways to get out and have some fun, go to a park and do some exercising. So look for that video to come out soon as well to my Beverly Hills community in LA. Take care, everybody. It's Karla Gordy Bristol. I'm Karla Dawn Live, and much love, and be safe and protect your neighbor. Bye-bye.